This is Too Stubborn to Quit, a podcast that offers stories of resilience, reinvention, and the moments in life that force us to keep going. Each week we explore real people, real setbacks, and the stubborn determination it takes to move forward when life doesn't go according to plan. And if life has ever knocked you sideways and quitting wasn't an option, you're in the right place, because that proves that we're all too stubborn to quit. Hello, everyone, and it is great to see everybody. Jill, welcome back. We're happy to have you here. Jill's calling in from Virginia, and then there's her partner who's calling in from.
Oh, I'm in Iceland right now. We just had a knock on the door.
And
we're in
you
Iceland
have somebody
right
with
now.
you too, don't you?
I do, but she just had to get up and answer the door, which we don't actually know the people. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but
maybe they're going to fix your lock. What we were talking about right before we went on the air here is that Linda and her daughter Stephanie are in Iceland for a few days. How long are you going to be there?
Till Sunday. Yeah, we fly out Sunday evening,
and
we'll be back in the U.S. by the end of the night.
So last night they were out watching the aurora borealis because they're in Iceland. And what did you do, Linda? What happened?
Well, the first time Steph came flying down the steps and went bowling out the door, PJs and all, and it's like minus 10 degrees Celsius here. So it's like 14 degrees. Yeah, it's like 14 degrees. Everything's metric here. So so she's running out the door with slippers on, and I did the same thing the first time, and we had a bit of an issue with the lock here because it's an old-fashioned lock, and anyhow, it turns out that the owner's here right now about this whole ordeal last night.
Oh, good.
So anyhow, so we were out there taking pictures, and of course you saw the first lot that we sent over, and then about 3:00 in the morning again, Steph wakes me up flying down the steps, and she's like, "Yeah, Mom, they're back. So I'm thinking, yeah, sure, let's go on out. You're going to do this once in your life. Let's do this again. So she's again went flying out the door with just her jammies and her sandals on, her whatever they're called,
slippers.
There you go, slippers. And I'm like, Steph, get back in here, get a coat on, get dressed because it's cold. And I think in the back of my head, there was just something niggling at me. Don't go outside half naked this time. So I stood there and I put my my sweats on, put my things on, put my coat on, and Steph's like, "Here, Mom, here's a hat. Grab this." So I jammed it on my head. We went out the door, and we had been leaving the door open a crack because we couldn't get the damn lock to work. So Steph walks out after me, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I took my pictures, and I'm like, I got to go in. It's so cold out here. I go to walk in the door, and the door doesn't fucking budge. The door does not move.
Oh.
Yeah, and the panic that overcomes you when you realize that, one, you're in another country, and two, that door is not moving. It's an old-fashioned barn door. Okay, well, she's on her way back. Yeah, so, and Steph's like, "No way, Mom, that's not locked." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not moving.
It's not unlocked."
No. Yeah, it's not unlocked. That door's not moving. She comes over and she's trying to move the door, and the absolute panic just washes over the both of us. So I'm like, well, call the owner, tell him that, that was nice of them.
The northern lights are out.
Oh, well, they're going to have to wait because I'm not freezing my cookies off right this second. Anyhow, we're standing out there, and Steph's like, "All right, I'll call the owner." So come on in, babe.
Yeah. It's cold outside.
Yeah, there you go. So Steph's trying to call, and I'm like, it's 3 a.m. They're probably not going to answer. And they don't. The phone just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and we're looking at each other like, what the hell are we supposed to do now? So I'm like, call 911. And over here, it's what, 211?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So Steph gets the lady on the phone and she tells her, what's going on. We're stuck outside.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, okay, and they tracked our phone. So they knew where we were because I don't know
Thank
if
God
you've
you
ever
had your
tried to.
phone.
Well, that's it. Well,
we
you
were
had
outside taking
we were,
pictures.
we were filming,
Gotcha.
but the problem here is that, have you ever tried to speak Icelandic? They jam the entire alphabet in, and for good measure, they jam in a few more letters. And and they're like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't know where. We're here in the middle of nowhere, And the woman's like, well, can you just call the owner? And Steph's like, I've been doing this.
I've been doing it for 20 minutes now. Like,
nobody's answering the phone, and it's pretty damn cold out here. We're in our pajamas.
Oh, so quick fun fact. So it's a generational family that owns this place. So it was the dad and this grandfather that came to our rescue last night.
Oh.
And I rented through the son. So the son just showed up, gave us some pastries, but I guess like the grandfather barged in on him like, "Where's the keys? I need the keys now for here."
Oh, at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
He was like, my grandfather showed up. He was like, "I'm so sorry," like very apologetic. They brought us pastries. Like,
aw.
I mean, they definitely know they messed up, but it's what it is.
No. Point there, you never leave a place without a key in your pocket. It's like keys, people, keys.
Yeah. Well, again, we've been having to leave the door hang open, and the thing is
even now I haven't gotten it to lock. I can't figure out the lock on the inside.
That's again. It's really difficult to move and maneuver, and it's not even on the inside or the outside. It's in the middle of the door. The jam of the door is where the lock is. And so it really is an old fashioned. This is an old barn that looks like it's been converted, which is kind of cool. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Do you want to walk us around and show us?
Yeah. Let me do that if you don't mind me shaking here a bit.
That's all right.
I'll let you go too.
I'll be back. I'm going to show them you upstairs. Yeah. So give me a second. I'm going to try to flip. I don't know if I can flip this camera around.
Yeah, sure. Just push that little button.
Well, that's me. Hold on. I don't want to see me.
The other button.
No.
The other button. Really? Okay. Let me just do this. Okay. Can you
Jill's
see?
not there tonight.
Okay.
Oh, that's really cool looking.
Yeah, hold on. Like I could probably step outside and even show you the lights here in a bit. But
take some keys.
So there's a kitchen. We have a full kitchen
take the
here.
Keys.
There's shit and a coat and a hat. So
and boots and gloves. Oh, that's really fun. I like that.
Hold on. We're heading upstairs. Wait till you see the upstairs. The upstairs is just friggin' awesome. So this is how Steph knew that the Aurora Borealis was out.
Oh yeah, so you should maybe look up through the satellite to the left.
Oh yeah, okay. To the left? Okay. So this is Steph's room.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is amazing. And there's it's out a little bit, Steph. The sky's a little kind of green towards, they're out. The lights are out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can vaguely see them, but if I turn my camera on back out there, you could probably, I don't know whether you guys would be able to see it or not. But yeah, this is the upstairs. It's a beautiful place.
Yes, it is.
But again, it's an old barn that looks like it's been converted. So it has the old latches and old locks and everything on it. So they don't quite work like they should. Because the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you just do this." And it's like, I stood there for a half an hour when we first got here, playing with the door, knowing that was going to be a problem. Hey, the lights are out. They're over here.
I know. They're over there.
They're over there? All right, let me step out. Steph?
I got the keys on here.
All right, don't let my ass get hung out here.
Keys.
She's in. Oh, there you go. Can you see that or not?
No.
Let me turn it around. No. Shit. You guys can't see it. All right, that's not going to work. I'll have to take pictures tonight and send them to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So, and this is just a flashback. It's a bad flashback. I'm not into flashbacks tonight. Thanks.
Well, that was
anyhow.
fun. I love the place. It looks great.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. And Steph's a bang up cook, so it's always a boon for me when she's like, "Mom, where are we going on vacation?" I'm like, it's not where are we going out to eat. It's what do we cook? What's Steph cooking? So she Poppy, a pop.
Poppy.
So
Here's
so
you.
today we went to the geysers
And the waterfall.
and the waterfalls.
Oh
You went to see a geezer.
Saw a geyser. So the geysers are like 60 to 100 degrees Celsius. And I'll let Jill interpret that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. What's that, like a 210 Fahrenheit or something
yeah.
like
Something
that?
like that.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them old geezers are hot, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. So when the guy got here last night, the father, he come flying in the driveway. And he's like, get in the car, and he's like, it's minus 10 degrees Celsius here. And it's like, yeah, no shit. And in the meantime, I'm sure that the cops today are down there just chuckling over the dumb, American women.
The dumb American women.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I got into it with the one cop because, you're a cop. So your job is typically to kind of help out. And like Steph says, would you say last night we didn't come to Iceland to rob a house?
Yeah, they thought like we were joking with them. Like they really thought like we were trying to rob the place and like we were being sarcastic with them. I'm like, no, like this isn't.
Steph's over there begging him, and I'm like shitty with the guy because it's like, listen to us. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, he
You.
told us 3 times. Yeah.
Linda
like,
getting shitty, really.
So
Never heard
weird.
of.
I would have never thought that.
Never.
So the cop is like, well, I can't let you in. And I'm like, well, can you not do anything to help us? You're the police. And he says, at this point, I'm starting to get a little hot because I'm thinking stupidity comes in every country, and I'm talking to him. And he says, well, you have to call a locksmith. And I'm like, we're not from here.
I don't know.
Do you think maybe you could help us out just a little bit? And that's when he was like, well, you don't have to. And I said, I'm like, what do you want us to do here? I'm like, are we just supposed to stand out here and freeze to death? You can go ahead and have that conversation with your boss in the morning. And that's when he was like, are you getting sarcastic with me? And I'm like, ding,
Maybe.
ding, 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 ding.
So where was your car? Oh, well, never mind. There was no keys. You couldn't even get in the car, could you?
No, actually we couldn't because the door's locked.
Actually, it's dangerous. It really is dangerous to get into an unheated car in those temperatures. They're like getting into a freezer.
But if
and they
you
get
could have
colder
turned,
really quick.
if you could have turned the car on, but the keys were inside.
Right, the keys were in the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you don't sit. You're actually safer sitting outside than you are in. Just trying to find like a leeward side of the building so the wind's not on you.
So Miss Linda, do you have any more light that you could turn on? Because I can barely see you now.
Yeah. Give me 3 seconds. Here. Yeah, hold on. I can find. Yeah,
it was perfect before we moved it.
Oh, you know why? I know why.
The TV's off.
Hold on. That's going to turn another light on too. I think it's going to break the house up. Anyhow.
I think it was because you had the TV. There you go. That's more betterer.
Yeah, that's better.
More betterer. Yeah, there's
betterer.
some really good English there. More betterer.
I know. Well, you know.
We're not here for an English class, so we're good.
Yeah, it was Friday English.
There it is, Friday English. So we actually probably need to talk about something tonight. What would you like to talk about? I thought you said you were going to talk about having fun.
Yeah, a lot of our podcast is all about, stresses and struggles of life and people just, having to struggle and just push through. And sometimes you have to realize that when other people do bad things to you and you spend your life trying to make that stop and go on with your life in a positive direction, it takes a long time sometimes for that to get where it needs to be. And so when you have finally, taken the time to make your life good, where you really want it, and you put in the time and done the work, you have to look at your life and go, you know what, this is good, and it's time to have fun. You don't think that your struggle has to be your entire life. It doesn't have to be. And if people don't like it, well, they can just piss off. Go have fun. Steph, we've been to Alaska now. We've been to LA. I scared the shit out of her out in LA. Seattle. We've been to Seattle. Yeah. So, this is kind of a fun thing to do, and it's, I look forward to it. And Jill, I know you do the Sam.
This is your first trip overseas though, with Steffi in another country. Yeah, it's a little harder to do. Passports, customs, permits, visas. So.
That's fun though.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's it was kind of scary. I was a little nervous. She jumped in yesterday and up until last night we had it well in hand up until last night. But
But you're resilient. You figured it out.
Yeah.
Figured out the roundabouts.
Oh.
And the thing, everything's never going to be always perfect. And people that think that it's going to be, I'm really glad that you live in that kind of perfect world, but the rest of us don't. The rest of us live in a world where there's problems and issues and keys getting sucked down the toilet and being in the middle of nowhere, that type of thing.
Well, thank God your keys weren't down the toilet. That would have been a lot worse. Just saying.
That would have been horrible.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah. That it was bad enough as it was, and it's like you call a locksmith around here, and it's like, who am I calling at 4 a.m. for a locksmith?
And they definitely won't be speaking English.
Yeah, they won't be speaking English. That's the problem. And you're looking at them going,
what made the grandfather and the father actually answer the phone?
Well, the 211 called the police back on our behalf and told them that we really were, that this was legit and that we weren't trying to break into a house because, why else fly 5,000 miles than to,
in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere and
break into that particular house.
Exactly. So it turns out that, and Steph had given me the phone number, and because they weren't answering by call, I texted and I put SOS, we need help now. And I just told them who I was. And then at the same time that Steph was on the phone with 211, that phone number called back because originally the cell system had bounced the call, had bounced the text and said that number, I was not allowed to call that number or text that number. And so at that point, we kind of felt really defeated. And about maybe 10, 15 minutes later, we got a phone call from a lady, and I think it's the number that I texted because she called my number, and that was the only number I had actually texted to. And I said, we have a serious issue here. She called and she said, they're on their way. We have, they'll bring in a key.
Yeah.
So the father came in one car, the grandfather came in the other car.
Wow.
We sat inside, and he came rolling up with this skeleton key. So that tells you how old this lock is. It's a skeleton key,
Wow.
And yeah, so at 4 a.m, we're back in the house. shivering, and it was pretty dreadful. I got to be honest. It was
Not fun.
it was pretty scary, because what do? People don't realize, we got all excited out the door to see this. And I got to wonder how many people have done the same thing that we did. The first time we went out with just our PJs on, and had we not taken the time the second time to put our coats on, I don't know that we would be sitting here doing. Yeah,
You'd been calling
this
us
would
from
be
the hospital.
Pretty much. Yeah. This would have been a bad scene. So, if you're coming and you're going abroad, there are stupid things that do arise that people don't realize that can just wow.
Something simple.
It was just something so simple that we did think about it, but for whatever reason, all day we had been trying to shut that door from the inside with the lock because we couldn't disengage it, and that door would not shut.
Yeah, it kept bouncing back at us.
Yeah.
It kept bouncing
We
back.
go out the door and it's like something pushed it shut from the other side. So obviously they have a family spook here that we're not supposed to. We pissed it off, apparently.
Way to go.
So, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it in style.
Sure.
Yeah. So, when you're coming abroad, and like I said, this is winter. This is the dead of winter here. They had a major snowstorm and windstorm here last week, and we got a taste of the winter, the wind today coming back. By the time we got back, it was blowing a good 30 miles an hour. You got to open the door, and it just, yeah. Our arms are laying out in the driveway.
That's cool.
Just
with the keys.
No, the keys were in my pocket because the vehicle. It's one of those vehicles that, you put the keys in your pocket
and push the button.
And you push the button.
I have one of them. Yeah. It was really confusing when I first got that silly thing. It was like, I need my keys. Where the hell are my keys? Yeah. In my pocket.
They're in your pocket.
Yeah, they're in your pocket.
We left today and I put the keys in my coat to make sure. In the first place we got out to take pictures, I didn't have my coat on. And I'm like, I'm doing that checklist in my head.
Yeah. And
I'm like, where are the keys? Oh, no, do not lock that door.
Speaking of pictures, we have some pictures to look at here. So hold on, I gotta pull them up here. First picture you sent me was of a beautiful, I don't know if you can see it. There.
The church? Oh, that's Reykjavik. That's the big city.
Okay.
That's the capital. Okay.
And then the church.
Yes. And I don't know the name of that church. Do you?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, we have the
even if I
information.
did, I couldn't pronounce it for you.
Yes. It just takes half the alphabet and jam it together, and you have the name of the church.
But it was
everything begins with an F or an H, but they don't sound like F or H.
They're like a T or an S or a G, and it's like, how do you get that out of that?
Yeah, it was like P's sound like T's.
Yeah.
Today we were going through the cities.
Yeah. And they love the roundabouts here. They have 100 of them.
Yeah, you're going like 90 kilometers, and then you're doing a roundabout.
Well, you've been to the UK, so you know how to use those.
Yeah, but these guys know to go the right direction around a roundabout, not let's go ahead.
No. England invented them. You guys all go the wrong way around.
You guys drive on the wrong side of the road.
No, we don't.
Straight. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Sorry,
and
Jill.
that was when she goes to England and then comes home. And the first thing she wants to do, it's real scary. It's like, let me pick you up from the airport, and then I'll drive home.
I'll bet. I'll bet. Yeah, it's that.
It really is. Yeah, but then I get to London and I get in the rental car and I literally can't leave the parking lot until I've talked my into driving on the left.
That's always been my biggest fear about going there, because I'd want to drive, and I'm just terrified to actually get there and screw up. I figured I'd screw up.
Yeah, it's actually hard to turn in the wrong direction because of the way that the little island bollards go. So you'd be all right.
The only place that I found a real challenge were the roundabouts, because when I came into the roundabout, you come into the roundabouts the same way. You just come in, and the first thing your head wants to do is go whoop, and swing to the right. And Jill's like, to the left, to the left, to the left. And I'm like, and so the roundabouts kind of really screw with your head. But the rest of it, once you get on the what's the highway up there, Jill? The M1?
Yeah, M1 and the A1. Yeah.
It's pretty simple. That's how I started driving there. She put me on the interstate first, not in town. I did eventually drive down through Huntington in town. Yeah, that was sketchy at best. So,
and I think I know this answer, Jill. I think I know this answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. So, if I were to go to, say, Scotland or Ireland, they would be the same way. Drive on the
same. They are the same as England. Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. I mean, someday I'll get.
But if you take the channel from London to Paris and you come up the other side, especially if you take your car, then you have to go back to driving on the right.
Really?
Because the rest of Europe drives on the right. Like you get on the autobahns in Germany and it's like 0 speed limit and you're driving on the right hand side of the road.
So then what's
so it's like driving in America. That you're all wrong.
The rest of the world is incorrect. It's all England. England's correct. Okay, I get it. Yep. I get it. Yep. I'm good with that.
Yeah. We're the original conquerors, so you guys need to get in line.
Did you just go there? Oh,
I did. She did. And honestly, I'd probably prefer to go back right now, but it's all right too. It's all good. All is well. All is well. All right. So, talking about having fun. So you've planned this trip for a while, though, right?
Actually, Steph did. I was on the road with some pets. And Steph called because she had already bought her ticket. She was going whether I was going or not. And at that time we were, financially pretty strapped. So, and I was like, yeah, I've always wanted to go to Iceland. And, we had talked about it at one point. And Steph was like, well, I want to go for my 41st birthday. And so she bought her tickets. And I said, at some point I'm going to make it over there. And Steph says, do you really want to go? And I was like, yeah, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking it's winter. I don't know if I really want to do that, but okay. And she was like, well, yeah, she calls me back and she says, Mom, I bought your ticket. I was like, I guess I'm going.
Guess you're going to Iceland.
So I'm going to Iceland. And we're going in the winter. I'm not a fan of winter at all. So, but we've been dressing. The dress up part's pretty rough. I mean, today was cold. We were up at the waterfalls, and I'm pretty certain it was like negative 30 degrees Celsius. That wind was just hitting our face, and I took a breath, and my lungs froze. I'm pretty certain of just now getting thawed out. And I looked at Steph and she looked at me and she's like, are you done? I'm like, yeah. I said, do you want to walk up there? She's like, not really. And I'm like, okay, we're good. Neither do I.
Great. Let's go home.
She's like,
warm.
Yeah. She's like, do you want to walk down those steps? And I'm like, no, I got to get back up them again.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I've been like, yeah. Nowadays, I'm like,
So how about?
So we went down to the geysers.
The geysers sound cool. Or warm.
Yeah. No, actually, no, they weren't. I mean, we're not playing on them. You don't go running up to them and go, ooh, let me get warm.
It's not a camp. It's not a campfire.
Hey, didn't they just have a volcanic eruption over there like 6 months ago or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna go see if we can scout one out tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Take pictures of that, would you?
Yeah, we saw some lava. We come out of the airport, Steph's driving, looks over, and the industrial area, and you can see this bright red stuff coming down right behind these buildings. I mean, like it's in their
Wow.
back door. Yeah. And stuff's like, is that
I think
lava?
Iceland's had an active volcano now since it erupted. What, about 5-6 years ago, when it shut all the air traffic
That's what I
down for like
thought.
3 days. Yeah.
That's good.
So,
Yeah. I remember when it shut all
part of
the
the
air
Ring of
traffic.
Fire. Yeah.
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 Crazy.
That dust cloud went around.
Yeah. I don't want stranded here.
Yeah, this was nice. It's a one and done wintertime thing.
Yeah. We're not staying. You know, it's like we were in customs lined up yesterday, and a lot of people. It took us a while to get through customs. And, when you got to go up, they ask you, how long are you here for? And it's like, just till Sunday. We're not staying. You don't need to worry about us.
We'll go home.
Yeah, we'll go home willingly.
We'll
We're
go
not
home.
staying. Yeah. But it's been fun. And I and no matter how hard your life gets, I think that people need to take time and have fun. And it's a great relationship builder with your kids. It's fun. We have a blast.
Always
But
something
even
to talk about.
it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be like overseas, big trips overseas. You can build up to those. But even just like people get stuck in that routine of they got to work to make the money because the bills are coming in. But taking a day to just go find your local beach just for the day, or finding somewhere where there's a campsite where maybe you can go fishing. Fishing's kind of inexpensive. Walmart sells them at $8.99 rods, especially for the kids. Just getting out and away and time away from the rat race, I think is,
One of my favorite
optimum.
things to do is to look at poor John and say, "Hey, I'm off this weekend. Let's go someplace." And we're going to do that tomorrow morning. We're leaving for Annapolis for 2 days, overnight, just an overnight,
Nice.
just an overnight. We're going to have Valentine's dinner at Red Hot and Blue in Annapolis because we want to.
There you go.
We're going to take the dog with
Annapolis
us.
is a fun city.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're going to take Loki along, and
pretty.
we're going to go down there and have a good time tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And by the water.
So
Take your warm coat because it's still cold.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's cold.
yeah, the good news is, and I thought about you the other day. You remember we used to talk about the geese flying in and out of, when summer was coming, the geese would come home.
Yep.
Well, the geese are in our area now. I mean, just piles of geese are
Good.
coming in.
Yeah, flocks of them are on their way
Spring's
back.
on
Yep,
its way.
heading back to Canada.
Yep, spring's
That's
on
good.
its way.
Yep,
That's good. Actually,
spring's
you
on
know
its
what?
way.
You say that. So there's the snow is finally starting to melt a little. And I saw daffodils up this high today in my backyard.
Already.
So
Yes.
So it's a good thing.
You-
It's a good thing. But there's still a boatload of snow out there. So it'll melt
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's good times.
We'll have spring a lot sooner than you.
No doubt.
It was like what, 50, I think, the day we left. So it was just enough to get you whistle, and then we just jumped right back into it again. It was like, oh, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be
It's
50
nice
tomorrow.
and sunny today.
Well, 55 tomorrow, and then down a little bit and rain on Sunday, and then back into the 50s. So I think we're starting to break the back of this godforsaken winter. This is the longest cold stretch we've had here in, I think the weather guy said the other day, 40 years. So I'm done. It needs to end. Okay, enough of that. Silly nonsense. So anything you want to leave our listeners with there, Linda?
Well, when you take time to travel anywhere, and I think you'll attest to this because you do a lot of traveling to do your shows. And things are going to happen along the way. I know that here it came off as that dumb American thing, but the reality is it doesn't matter. You can be in your back door and things will get messed up.
They can.
Don't panic. it's really hard not to, when I tell you that, don't panic, but I have to admit that I did have that very, that day I flushed the keys down the toilet. I was in South Carolina, and instant panic just wells you instantly. But if you can just take 3 minutes, step back and go, okay, I can fix this. Usually with a lot of help. I met somebody from New York City who was real good at popping doors. Managed to at least get me back in in my vehicle that day so that I could get my phone and and at least call Jill and say, I have a bit of an issue here.
And then I started laughing. So.
I bet you did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last night I did that. She was like, oh shit. I was like,
yes.
Okay, yeah. Like when putting what predicament we were in, I texted her and I said, we have a bit of an issue. I always start that. We have a bit of an issue. And she was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, we're locked out.
Yeah. Dumb shit. Dumb shit people do on that when they're away. But even when you're home, dumb shit happens. So
it does. And the thing is, you gotta, like you said, if you just take a deep breath, step back.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what has happened, it's how you handle what has happened.
That's it. That's it.
It's how you move on from that. Do you destroy everybody's fun day out by being completely angry, or do you just let that go and move on and make the best of your day?
So and that's what we got up this morning. It was about noon, when we finally, and Steph was like, oh, we're going to relax today. I said, no. I said, we made plans. We're only going to be here once. I said, let's put yesterday behind us,
Piled in the car and went.
We piled in the car.
And that's what you got to do. Yeah.
Sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, seriously.
So I got to tell you this. This is funny. It's kind of along those lines. So we are with the whole family up in Olcott, New York, which is in the middle of nowhere on Lake Ontario. There is nothing there except they've got the cutest little park. They've got an old carousel and a couple little kiddie rides, and it's beautiful. And there's a little ice cream shop, and it sits right on the lake, and it's a wonderful little town. There's probably 50 people that live there. All right. We decided we were going to go to Olcott after we went to the Anchor Bar down in Buffalo. And it's about hour 15 from Buffalo. All right. So we went to the Anchor Bar, and I mean, we had everyone with us. Beth and Fred were there, Rick and Chris and the kids. I think Mike and Abby were with us. I mean, everyone. So we were at the Anchor Bar. I paid for dinner. We left. All right, cool. We get up to Olcott, and I go to buy ice cream. Guess where my debit card was? Buffalo.
Back in Buffalo.
Freaking Buffalo. So, it's in Buffalo, and I need it, and I can't leave it there any longer. So I immediately called them and said, did you happen to find? She says, yeah, I came back to give you your card and you were gone. It's like, no, I wasn't. Apparently I was. I don't know what. I have no idea why. Who knows? There was too many people that's what I'm blaming it on. There was too many people talking at my, anyway. Everyone else stayed at the carousel and had a glorious time. And John and I beat feet back to Buffalo to pick up my debit card because, again, there's no sense in everyone else having a shitty day. And those damn kids will still say, do you have your debit card? It's like, shut up. Just shut up.
Too soon? That's what somebody
Too soon? Yeah, it's only been 10 years. Shut up.
I'm not over it yet. Don't laugh at me about
That's right. Damn it. But yeah, I mean, you gotta laugh about it. And nobody ripped me off. Nobody took my card. They saved it for me. It was in a safe place till I got back. It was all good, but I needed it because I was on vacation and I really needed my money because I don't carry cash anymore because I'm an idiot. That's how it goes. Anyhow, I digress. So anything else we want to talk about? Anything? We're good?
No, it was just fun. Like I said, I think
Glad.
sometimes we need to have fun.
Yes, we do.
So.
We do. Jill looks
You
tired.
stop. Yeah, I've been working. I need to have fun too.
Yeah, you do.
I'm still working.
What are you gonna do till I get home?
Yeah, I know. We'll go do something. So.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be there tomorrow, so happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Aw. You know what I used to
I'll see
call
you-
that? Heart hell.
Yeah, no, don't do that. That's not good. I know exactly what you do. No, I still do it too, and I got to stop myself these days. When they say, that's not funny. Well, from our generation, yes, it is.
Heart hell.
Yeah.
That was a horrible day. It used to be a really horrible day every year, but I mean, it was a great day. We made a lot of money that day, but oh, wow! You want to talk about working your butt off? It was great.
Yeah, you really did. You used to put the hours in those days.
Yeah.
You put those
Yeah.
hours in.
And then we'd always go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Bob Taylor would go to dinner with us. You remember
All
that?
right. Talking of dinner, ladies, I'm out of here because
All right,
I'm
Miss
hungry.
Jill, I will talk to you
All right.
soon. And
Yep.
just
We'll do. All right.
don't lock yourself out of the house tonight. Take more pictures and send them to me. It'll be fun.
Yep.
Do that.
All right.
guys.
All right. Have a good weekend. Hey, bye.
Thank you. See you, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.